Hey there. Thank you for clicking on the link for your action planner. My name is Jason Hubbard. I'm an international success coach, and I'm very excited to be able to bring this tool to you because it is a tool that I use with my clients to get them to that next level. In a moment, I'm going to share with you how to use it in a webinar style format. But before I do, I want to express to you the importance of this process. And I want you to realize that it is a process. So it does take discipline, and it does take time up front to learn how to use it. But like anything new that you're learning, once you get the hang of it, it becomes part of your life. And I promise you, if you make this part of your life, you will accomplish your goals faster than you've ever accomplished them before. Maybe you have trouble accomplishing your goals in the first place. This will blow that out of the water because it's not about the goals in this worksheet, in this planner. It's about the action steps to get to the goals. Often we feel overwhelmed when we create goals because we don't have a plan, we don't have the right steps to get there. This planner helps you write down the steps that will get you there in the fastest manner possible. They're not just regular actions that you take. You're going to discover that you may have limiting beliefs that cause you to do all kinds of actions that don't actually get you to your goal. This planner makes sure you are producing and executing actions that get you to your goal. It's very exciting. And so let's get started. I'm going to share my screen here. Let's see. There we go. And I want you to recognize that there are two sheets to this planner. We're not going to go over the second page. I will go over that another time. If you're a client of mine, you will use this sheet heavily. And it has to do with goals. So the second page has to do with goals. And so I just want to briefly discuss it. When you break your life down into categories, and maybe you've seen Tony Robbins, you may have gone to some of his events, or you've worked with a life coach or success coach in the past, you've probably heard of the life wheel. The life wheel breaks your life up into categories and is very enlightening when you start breaking your life up into categories because you're able to focus on certain areas. You're able to see what you want in certain areas. When we're not focused on something, things become overwhelming. And so trying to think of all our categories in life and just summing it up as life can be very overwhelming. So when you have a plan for your goals and your categories of life, it makes incredible changes. And if you stick with me, if you're part of my Facebook page, you follow me on Instagram, I will go over some of this stuff and you will be able to use this second sheet on your own if you would like. Let's just look at the left-hand side. Left-hand side are your goals, and they're broken up into categories, life categories. And there's more life categories out there than just this. So you can break it down however you would like. But it's important that you define and write down your yearly goals. I make them yearly. You should also have 10-year goals. You should have quarterly goals, and we'll go over that in another segment. But for right now, we're talking about yearly goals. These are the goals you set for the year. So you can see this is a fillable worksheet. And I'm just going to write a fun health goal that I know I have on my goal sheet. I use this goal sheet as well, of course. And that is, I would like I like lifting weights. So I would like 1 inch on my arms and shoulders for July. And so you can fill it in this way. Another way you can do it is I want you to laminate the second page anyways once you complete it. You can get wet erase markers. They're like dry erase markers, but they're a little more permanent. You have to just get a wet cloth to wipe them off. And you can write it in that way as well if you feel like you want to adjust. But the second page is for the year. And so it's best if you put it in the computer, right? So I want that by July. It's always the end of July when I put a month. I know that, and so I don't have to fill that in. So that's an example of a health goal. Health is, your body, nutrition. Include both of those things. Exercise and nutrition. That will be health goals. Personal and emotional goals. These are fun things. And it's also self-improvement things. So if you want to go to a Tony Robbins event, if you feel like you are not confident enough and you want to become more confident, put that as your goal. I want to become more confident. And you can't just say more confident, because you got to be more specific, right? If you just say more confident and someone comes along and says, hey, how you feeling right now? And you say, well, I feel a little insecure. And they say, well, you look great. And all of a sudden you get this feeling of confidence. Well, you got more confidence, but is that what you're really looking for? No, you're looking for the deep-seated confidence that you can keep repeating over and over again that becomes you. And so be more specific. So let's say I want to be confident in social situations. And you can even get more specific than that, and I would, but just for example, just for this purpose here, I'm going to keep it to that. Career goals. There is a separate section for finance, so keep finances out of it. What are your career goals? Do you want to get promoted? Do you want to perform better at work? What's your performance assessment like? Do you want to know what your performance is based off of, your job duties? When was the last time you looked at your job sheet, right? Your job duties. If you're an entrepreneur, what are you doing with your company? How much revenue are you going to get? These are goals for your company. If you're hiring an operations manager, who do you want? If you're getting into a new segment in the industry, how are you going to get there? What's going to be your plan? Make a goal for the plan. These are career goals. And so I own a company called ICAI. It trains young swim coaches. And I want a website by July as well, end of July. So that's one of my career goals. I'm not going to go over how to create goals because there's lots of videos out there on how to create goals, but you do want to follow the SMART acronym: specific, measurable, actionable. And R is interesting. I've heard a couple different versions of R, and I like risky. If it's not risky, if you're not having to put something into it, if you don't feel a sense of hesitation, then it's not a good goal, because goals should push you. That's why it's a goal. Otherwise, you could accomplish it easy. And then T is for time. So you're going to want to do that within your goals on the left-hand side. All right, let's get to relationship goals. Relationship goals is not relationships with your family. It's relationships with your partner. If you don't have a partner and you want one, that's a great goal. If you do have a partner, how are you going to show up for that partner? Make a goal of how you're going to show up, what you want to do. If you're in a marriage, how are you going to keep that marriage alive? How are you going to constantly show your love in that relationship? You make that a goal, it is very easy to maintain a great relationship. And so relationships are my favorite because it's something that we just think we have, and it's something we take for granted, especially how we show up for our partner. And having that reminder every day is a great thing for the relationship. That's another thing I want to mention. You're going to post this somewhere. I have it in my closet on the way out. I have a walk-in closet, so when I walk out of the closet, I see it every day and I look over it. And it only takes a couple minutes, especially after you've read it and read it a couple times. After you've read it a couple times, you're just reminding yourself, and it gives you a great feeling. It also sets your intention and focus for the day. Those of you that have done a lot of self-improvement know how important intention and outcome is for your day. So make sure when you get these done that they're in a spot that you look at every day. Financial goals. Okay, here's where you can talk about your personal finances. What are your goals? What do you want to accomplish each month? Do you want to bring in a certain amount of revenue each month? Do you want to save up enough money for a vacation? Where are you saving? Do you want to invest? Those are all goals you can make. Oh, well, let me go back to relationship goals and put a relationship goal in there. I want to do one fun date each week with a girlfriend. We're going to talk on the right-hand side about your vision and purpose for each category of life in a moment. And I'm going to use this example in relationship. I'm just reminding myself so I can get back to that point. Financial goals. Let's get back to financial goals. I would like to produce $10,000 a month by July. July is a big month. I don't know what it is with July. I just like July. And that's $10,000 a month for the year by July. And then family goals. I want to FaceTime my kids 2 times per week when I don't have them. Bam. And that's every week. So that's an example of goals. You'll fill that out. Now, let's talk about, and I will go in more depth on this in another presentation. But right now, I just want to talk about how important it is to have a vision and a purpose in each category of your life. Think about that. What is your vision? What's your purpose in each category of your life? Do you have one? The majority of us don't have one. We're just going through life. It's called the Iago trance. We're going through life and just reacting to things and following the same patterns. And every once in a while, we'll get out of our comfort zone, usually by accident. And that's where we get some excitement, and then it goes away and we go right back into Iago trance. When you look every morning at your vision and your purpose, and you, for example, let me go to relationships because I remember this one. My vision is I am a charismatic person that loves to show up fun and exciting for my partner every day. And then I go into more detail. But just reading that every morning reminds you how to show up in life. You do that for career, you do that for health. These are reminders that set your intent and your focus for the day, and you become this person. This is a process in itself, and I will walk you through it as a client. And we use this as a client, and it just reminds you every day of how to show up in life, and you become a new person just by knowing your vision and then having a purpose behind that vision, reminding yourself, why do I want this? Why am I doing it? And I'll just give you a hint real quick. When you do your vision and purpose, if you do it on your own, use juicy language that means something to you. Companies often make this mistake where they do their mission statement. You've read a company's mission statement. It is esoteric language, it's boring, it's dry, there's no emotion behind it. To get things done consistently, there needs to be emotion. And so use juicy language that means something to you, and I'll give you an example in health goals. My vision in health is to be a buff, sexy machine that is constantly cut and has a six-pack throughout the year. That, to me, means something. That gives me juice and fire every time I read that. And when I'm feeling sluggish one morning, I look at that and I'm reminded, yeah, that's right. That's my vision. I feel, I want to feel sexy and buff and like a machine. And so like a strong machine, I think I used the word strong in there. It just gets you going, and it will motivate you. Okay, moving on. I'm getting carried away with my vision, but you can see how much emotion is behind it. It just really reminds you. It's great. All right, let me move on here. Okay, top 6 projects. So you're going to take your goals, whatever your goals are for that year, you're going to take them, and here's the action plan. Okay, successful people have a top 3 to a top 6 things they do every day that will get them closer to their goal. And not just closer to the goal, they try to pick the actions that are going to get them, kind of follow the 80-20 rule. They're going to get them 80% to that goal with 20% of the effort, whatever that action is. So these are important actions. So here's how you're going to define it. So you're going to take your goals, and your goals are not going to be something you can just accomplish overnight for the most part. And so they're going to become projects. And so let's pick ICAI website by July. Okay, that's one of my projects. It's a goal, but it's become a project. And you may take a goal and you may break it down a couple steps and put several projects in here. You may need to do that, but this one's an easy example where the goal happens to be the project website. And then next to that is the outcome. And the outcome is very important because it describes to you, why are you doing this? You have to ask yourself why you're doing this. This is what takes a moment of time, but is very important because it will describe to you whether this is an important step or not. And obviously I want to attract clients. Now I know a website doesn't sell. I know I have to sell and that the website is an information piece, but the outcome ultimately is that I attract clients in the end. Then you have your purpose. This is your motivator. When you're like, oh, do I really need a website? Why am I really doing the website? The purpose reminds you of why. Because I want to gain more clients. And that's not really gain more clients. That's not really emotional. Let's get more emotional in there. I want to get all the clients in my, let's just do get all the clients in my area. There's not enough room there, so get all the clients in my area. All of them. Get all the clients in my area. That's my purpose. You know what? And then we could even expand on that. My purpose is not just get more clients in the area, but purpose of the website is to become the leader in the industry. Can a website make me a leader in the industry? It can be a tool to get me there, but that's a motivating purpose of that website. Resources. What are some resources that I have available to me? So when you're feeling overwhelmed and you look at your top 6 projects, oh man, what do I need to do? Who can help me? You have resources. You're reminded that you have resources. And so Naz is my website developer. And then, I have my business partner, Darren. And so those are 2 resources I can go to when I'm feeling overwhelmed or I need to delegate. That's another important aspect we'll talk about here in a second. Then you take other goals and you bring them up in the top 6 projects. I'm not going to do that just for time's sake, but here's your financial goal of $10,000 a month for the year by the end of July. That's going to have to be broken down into action steps. So what do you need to do? What's a project that you need to do? Well, I need to I need to just get more clients, really. Get clients for life coaching or success coaching. What is the outcome? To get more revenue. And that's a little boring. You can always use more emotional language later, but that's the thing, you can play with this, right? So what is the purpose? To share and help others. What are my resources to get clients? Well, I have a coach. Every good coach has a coach. Tony Robbins still has a coach. So in resources, I will put my coach's name, Tara. So there's an example of 2 projects. Then you move down into your top 6 for the week. So these are your top 6 projects. You're going to have to break these down further. So let's do that. Now you're scheduling it in per week. So you take line number 1, which is the same as line number 1 up top. So ICAI website. What do you need to accomplish in week 1 to get you closer, to get you 80% of the way with only 20% of the effort? What can you do? And so I'm going to call website developer I'm going to schedule a call. Doesn't really do much. I'm going to schedule a meeting with Nas to get the website started. I'm going to create a design the next week, and then the next week. What do I need to do that following week after I create a design? Probably content. And then week 4, I want to edit. Bam, 1 week, I will have what I need for my website at least formed, and then Nas will take it from there, right? So now you have a weekly plan. This is very important. Now you have a plan. You refer to this every day during the week, and you can see what you need to do. If you feel overwhelmed, just look at your tasks. Just look at your actions for the day. So I need to get clients for life coaching. Okay, well, how am I going to do that? Well, I need to get on Facebook. We can do Facebook ads. I'll do that 1 week, and then do my Instagram design, and I'm also going to put together my plan, marketing plan for Instagram. I'm going to go to the next week. I'm going to sign up for a networking group. And the following week, I am going to sign up for a mastermind. Some of these, I mean, when you have a top 6 here, full plan for the week, you're going to be knocking things out that you thought would take several months. And they would have taken several months if you didn't have a plan. That's why this plan is so important and so exciting. Moving on. Okay, so from the top 6, you keep trickling down. So from the top 6 weekly tasks, let's go to our daily top 3. Notice down here that there's a daily top 3 and a project top 3. Your top 3 are the most important things you need to do that day. Your daily top 3 are the most important things you need to do throughout your day that will allow you time to do your top 3 projects. Okay, so we all have things that come up. We all have maintenance we have to do, clean the house, pick up dry cleaning, go to the gym, that type of thing. Your daily top 3 is the most important things you need to do to allow yourself more time for your projects. If you go to the gym every day and that's a routine for you, you do not need to put that in your top 3. Put in your top 3 the things that you do outside of that so that you do not get distracted. So pick up dry cleaning. And then let's see, today I have to prep for coaching call. And then I had to do a logistics report that I've been putting off for a while. And here you have outcome and purpose as well. This is where this first page is best to laminate so that you can write in with a wet erase marker your outcome, because your daily top 3 is going to change. So you may not want to print this sheet out each time. So that's a good time to use this. Your outcome is, again, why you're doing this, why you need to pick up the dry cleaning. There's days where I don't necessarily fill out the outcome and the purpose because I don't need motivation. I know I have to get it done to get it out of the way. But it's good, and I keep it in here because I want to just remind myself, does it have an outcome? Does it have a purpose? Or is it a distraction to keep me procrastinating from doing something that maybe I don't want to do, or I'm self-sabotaging in some way? So that's why the outcome and purpose is there. Feel free to use it. I don't always use it in the daily top 3. Resources, same thing. Can I delegate that? This is what's great. Resources is there just as a reminder to ask yourself, can I delegate this to somebody? Who can do this? Who in my life can help me out here? Do I have a virtual assistant that can do some graphic design work if I need that done? That type of thing. Think about that. Daily capture over here to the right. This is kind of separated from the daily top 3 and the top 3 projects. This is here on the right to capture any thoughts you have throughout the day, like, oh shoot, I forgot I got to sign up for the daughter-father dance. And so if you just happen to think about that along your day, capture that, write it down. And then it's on your sheet here. So you can remind yourself for the next day to put that in your daily top 3. Or if you need to add that for this day, you can do that as well. So those necessarily don't have to do with your goals, the daily top 3. Now, here's where we get into the money. This is the most bang for your buck. Top 3 projects. So you go up to your week projects and you pick something. Say we're in week 1. You pick something in week 1 to do for that day. So we'll say schedule a meeting with Nas. Boom. Okay. It's my top 3 project for the day. What else can I do? And you'll have 6 up there, so you'll have plenty to choose from. Facebook ads. Okay, I need to create a Facebook ad. So today, and I would write 1 more, obviously. So you have a top 6. So today, if I get anything done, I would have picked up dry cleaning, prepped for my coaching call, done my logistics report, scheduled a meeting with Nas, Facebook ad, and then whatever else is next. And then the rest of the day, I can just have to myself. You have accomplished more in 1 day than most people will accomplish in a week. So I hope you find the value in this. This video is a little detailed. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email and I will get in contact with you. I would love for you to give me a call, contact me so that we can have a discovery call to talk about how we can implement this in your life in so many ways. Thank you so much for listening to this video. I hope you have a great day and stay disciplined. Use this process, experiment with it, have fun with it. And I promise you, your goals will arrive faster than they ever have before. Thank you.